Oh man, not my Joy Taylor and Taylor Rooks. Two beautiful women who created this podcast show to basically discuss their feelings over said topics such as relationships, dating, and just a lot of feminine energy. And that's fine if you want to educate the women, and it's mostly predicated towards women. But men is also included in this conversation as we're seen to be the antagonists of the conversation on Too Personal. And I've been listening to these episodes, but I've yet to really make a video about it. I've always been a fan of Joy Taylor, rooting for her since she came into the game. I've been supportive of women, period, who know something about sports and they come into the sports world. Now, it doesn't mean they know every sport, but Joy used to play basketball. She was a regular tomboy. I think I met her in Hawaii during the Pro Bowl back in the Pro Bowl days in Hawaii on the Waikiki Beach. Um, when Jason Taylor and his family was out there. I think that's when I met her, if I'm not mistaken. She was pretty cool. But she was not like everybody's like, wow, Joy Taylor. She wasn't like that back then. She was just a normal, regular girl, playing sports. She was playing like I think soccer in the damn sand. But yeah, just a regular, just normal, regular girl. And the thing is, they come up now that you've seen her blossom and going from radio to doing her podcast with her friend she was doing. I don't know what happened with that, but you know, everything pivots to a certain degree at some point and it starts to grow legs and move forward. Then you got to make the decision as a man or woman or whatever to do whatever you feel is necessary for you to do. Now, she navigated the point of at a conversation about something that was very intriguing. How can you differentiate between someone trying to sleep with you and somebody who really likes you, or like wanting to do business? And when you try to, if you're a woman that they think is beautiful, how do you differentiate between someone trying to sleep with you or they're trying to do business? I mean, here's the thing. These are two beautiful women, right? So when you see this, they're gonna pass the eye test or whatever, and yes, people are gonna notice y'all beauty and y'all women right off the bat. Okay, that's gonna happen. But everything else is what's gonna keep you there or make that happen. How you approach the situation is how they're going to treat you in the situation. If you treat it like business, then they'll know. Like, oh, I can't get none here, then we're not gonna do business. Okay, well then that's just that. Then you're not very smart because you're bringing something to the table that's valuable. You're bringing something that's intangible asset that they would need or that they could benefit from. We can make money together. This can work. Whatever it could be, whatever it is, rather, that's what you want to bring to the forefront. You want to bring your identity. You want to bring your value to the table. And if they can't see that value, then of course some people just think you're just, eye candy. You'll get put in that box. Sometimes you get put in that box and then end up changing people's minds and going, oh, okay, all right, well, yeah, she know a thing or two. I've had people tell me about Joy Taylor that she's a head case. Um, and this is not just from like people in the chat. This is from people that's like in the industry. Some people that work for certain networks saying she has her good days and she has her bad days. And they say mostly you guys see on the internet her good days. But she could be a real B for no reason. No matter what she's going through, she comes in with a kind of a smart aleck B like attitude. And it's like it would turn a lot of people off. And other than she'll just come back the next day, she'll be in a good mood. She's cheerful and joyful, and she's the life of the room. You know, but she's like one of the guys. You know, she don't want to be treated any differently. Treat me like you would treat the other guys. So, my thing is, you have this show, you want to be treated like one of the guys, then you come in and disrupt everything one of the guys would do. So you want to be treated as one of the guys, but the guys seem to be the problem in every scenario on your Too Personal show. Then for guys, they have to be fine, they have to be funny, and they have to have effing money. Wow, that's a convenience. They gotta be fine, they gotta be funny, and they gotta have effing money. They gotta be financially stable. We gotta remember the 3 F's from the guy. But my question is, while a guy is doing all of that, what is the woman doing? What do she has to have? What's her 3 letters that she needs to be doing? What do she has to do? The cooking, the cleaning, and the coming? I mean, what is she supposed to be doing? Huh? The spending, the shopping, the shoes. What is the duty for the woman? I don't get it. That's the part I'm really losing, and I'm seeing this young-minded or vengefulness. Like, I know Joy been through abusive relationships before, but when your relationships go bad, you can't just always look at them and saying they did this, they did that, I'm not gonna be controlled, I'm this and I'm that. You have to look at your antenna and say, why am I attracting these type of people? Why do I keep getting bad ones? What is going on with me? What is wrong with my antenna? How about taking some responsibility as women? Yes, it could be your fault too. And that isn't sexist. That's called reality. It takes 2 to tango, 2 to date, 2 for everything else. It ain't just the man's fault. You ever see these beautiful women and wonder why they're single? This is the attitude why. There's a lot of toxic built up energy from failed relationships and all of these things and stigmas that you put on all men that you claim you don't, and you apply it to them. So you're taking all this past garbage and not looking at the person that is in front of you for who they are. You're building up what you went through in the past and taking that and inflicting it onto them. And while they care enough to try to deal with it as much as they can, they have to learn, and they must love and appreciate you in your imperfections as much as they try. You could drive people away. with your
Yeah, and
attitude.
it's like, I mean, what are the doubts? To your point, it's like,
Okay, let's stop there. Nasty attitudes. Let's stay there. A lot of people say Joy come off as a know-it-all because you're looking at a show. It's her way of getting her confidence back because I've dated a woman that was very similar. She had been in a relationship that felt her like she felt powerless in the relationship. Her husband made all the decisions. He was very like on top of her, making sure she did this right, she did that right, and he was physically abusive to her. She kept it quiet, and she even tried to take her own life, admitting to me that she only did that for attention so that other people could see it. She didn't really want to take her own life. She just took some pills, hopefully enough her family, somebody that would care, would notice and would stick it in because, stick their nose in to see what was going on there because she just didn't want to be the one to come running to them and telling them what was happening with her. So, me learning this information as I'm in the point of dealing with her, now I'm like, okay, this is a situation where I don't know. Like, I don't know where this is going to end up. I don't know where this is going to go. But now I'm like stuck because I didn't know this is the person I was dating. But you care enough, you want to help them. You want to be there for them. You want to be the thing that they didn't have. But the problem wasn't with me. The problem is with her. She had to learn how to fix herself. And she wasn't in that relationship anymore, but she kept bringing all of those traumas with her and trying to work on those traumas on her own without going out and seeking professional help. These are the problems that some people are dealing with. And as she decided to do such, taking my advice, she decided to create this new character, almost like a superhero type character, where her job is to protect her vulnerable self. And that's what I believe I'm seeing here with Joy Taylor. Joy Taylor has created this superhero character of herself. Joy Taylor, the superhero. And that person is protecting the other Joy who's vulnerable. I'm starting to see that a lot. And her personality, she's got this confidence now. But I really don't see it as confidence. I see it as it's more of a substitute than confidence. It's being bold, but I don't really see an inner confidence. Now, Taylor's younger, and, U of I, college life came up. Dad was running back for U of I. We known him. I've actually seen him numerous of times in Champaign when they had the big games out there. So seeing her was like coming and going, seeing them in passing. We'll go to SIU, then we'll drive down there. We'll go to Carbondale, go to Champaign, come back to Carbondale. So this was a norm for us. But Taylor is way younger, and her mindset and her goals are pretty much in the foundation of she really doesn't think like Joy. They're friends, but they don't think alike. The way Taylor think and look at men is entirely different because they had complete different experiences. Their experiences are a lot different. And what they was raised around, what they came up with. Taylor seemed to be And this was funny is that I said that they should do a podcast show a long time ago and call it Joy Taylor Rooks. Because they, Joy Taylor and Taylor Rooks. And I was just like, oh, Joy Taylor Rooks podcast would be dope. Like, I even named it. It's better named than Too Personal, But, that's my creative brain. Just going to work. But I thought that was better than the name they have in front of them. But that's neither here nor there. I just think that these two need to incorporate on their show an actual male's opinion to to this conversation that they have. They have a good show, a good platform. They have great topics, actually, that if men listen to, they could see the pain and the hurt these women have went through. Well, at least Joy. I see her pain every day when she speaks. No matter how much she tries to mask it. She probably had a toxic upbringing that's not the, Hallmark family photos and, like it looks great. She's the sister of Jason Taylor, but you don't know what probably horrors that went on behind the scenes. If you look at her eyes almost, it's like there's something hidden back there and she's traumatized from it. So she grows up, in a protective state of I have to look out for me. I'm out for me. Nobody's going to look out for me better than me. So you can't go in a relationship like that. I've done that. So I know as a man, I've done that. And no man likes to have a woman be the man in the relationship. It's just most men don't. Some guys do, and those are very, those guys who are not really aggressive. They need somebody. They have trouble making decisions, and that's when the wife end up becoming like the mom in the relationship. Do this, wear that, wear your socks, grab your coat, do that, and boss people around. I don't, I don't have the energy to be bossed around or pushed around. I can see if you're an asset, like we both help each other in a sin together. See, I would want a partnership. I'm not one side is dominant over the other. Now, if one side is stronger at something, then by all means. But this is why I've always dated career women because they relate to a lot of the things that I say and they could relate to wanting to grow with me. It's just that their careers get in the way of the actual relationship and what I do get in the way of the relationship. So it's kind of like the George Clooney movie Up in the Air. That's how a lot of people relationships are nowadays. And that's just how it was for me. I was so comfortable with Up in the Air. That's why that movie was so relative to me because I was living that life. Hotel, yeah. Where you gonna be on the 3rd? Oh, that's close by. I can get a rental car. I can meet you over there. That's how that's how it was moving. And you just had to, do your thing. So that's my thoughts on the Too Personal show. And I heard everybody freaking out about why she worrying about a man money. She probably make more money than them. And it's it's more than just that. It's a situation where she's assuming that if a man doesn't have his finances in order, he's not, or he got effing money, he can't do anything for her. Like he can't. So you've already put this man in a shallow space that if he did date you and he didn't have more money or as much money of you, he would be made to be insecure or feeling a certain type of way because he don't make enough. So if you don't make enough, don't even try to come her way. That's what it basically says. Now, me, I don't want to ever be in a situation where, I have to depend on a woman to take care of me. Like if a woman was to leave, I could still be okay financially, take care of my responsibilities as a man. But when you look at situations such as this, you're seeing a pattern of behavior, and that pattern of behavior is putting people in a box that they're not even comfortable with. So if you're not comfortable with being in that box, then don't get in the box. That's why I tell people all the time. If you're not comfortable with something, don't do it. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to cover with this, is that that's just a poor example. Her three F's is a prime example of why the relationships with her have probably went a certain way. A lot of insecurities, a lot of lack of trust, and bad antennas. Because if that's the philosophy, then how is your relationship life going? Where's the evidence of that really being the case? That it was that works. I mean, really, never seen those relationships work at all. So, oh, what is that? I think that was Lucian Grange. But anyway, I'm out. Y'all have a blessed day. We'll chat later.